Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report with a few research news bites, including market research perhaps pointing to the coming demise of Internet Explorer, Google's official explanation for the failure of Google Glass, and our conversation with GfK CEO Mattias Hartmann. RBDR is sponsored today and this week by Soapbox Sample, a member of the ISA family of companies providing a fresh approach to online research. There's a powerful name in the annals of the Internet and browsers, specifically Internet Explorer, but it may be on its last legs, and that's a report from BusinessJournal.com's Jacob DeMitt. When Microsoft rolls out Windows 10 this year, Internet Explorer, part of the Windows operating system for nearly 2 decades, will offer users a choice between 2 built-in browsers. That's because Microsoft has been unable to help Internet Explorer shed its long image as a second-rate browser. And a research project it conducted showed a generic browser with the Microsoft logo had far higher appeal to viewers than IE. So considering Microsoft's interest in Windows users opting to use its built-in browser, and with a built-in alternative to IE coming in Windows 10, DeWitt says it seems certain that Internet Explorer's days are numbered. Next, we presented Colin Sebastian's analysis of the failure of Google Glass last month, and he blamed it on the lack of market research. But now the chief of Google X research lab, Astro Teller, has given Google's side of the story. It came from NYCnews.net's Eric Chandler, who reported on Teller's comment at the South by Southwest Interactive Conference in Austin, Texas last week. And Teller said that Google Glass's failure, quote, was essentially the outcome of the negative publicity which it garnered in recent years, end of quote. Teller went on to assert that Google did not work hard enough to convey to consumers that this $1,500 device was only a prototype and not at all a finished product. And Teller also described Glass's purpose as, quote, ascertaining people's reactions to wearable tech eyeglasses, end of quote. In summary, Teller also said, quote, the thing we did not do well was that we allowed and sometimes even encouraged too much attention for the program, end of quote. Finally, we spent a few minutes at ARF in New York last week with GfK CEO Mattias Hartmann, who gave us his opinions about the most important changes that are taking place in the global market research arena.
I think there is nearly everything changing, to be honest. I mean, consumers are changing because they are always on. Mm-hmm. A lot of digital assets they use to inform themselves about brands, on how they choose products, what draws them in and how they transact. Mm-hmm. But also I think market research clients are changing as well, right? Because speed is of the essence. They have to drive their product innovations faster and faster. They have to prove everything with an ROI, which means a lot of measurement needs to get done. So I think there is a more stronger need on measurement, and I think that changes the whole context. Now, the other thing that's changing is the abundance of data and this buzzword around big data. There is too much big data but not enough information, and I think our role in the industry has to be that we make from the big data sets the smart data.
Nobody has really figured out how to make big data work yet, have they?
I think we are all scrambling to get our hands around it. I think, however, there is a clear role for market research, to be honest, to go forward, which means we have the deep data sets, which may not be big data, but the panels, high quality data, deep and rich data, which we can use to link the big data sets to it and make it much more meaningful. And I think that's a very powerful equation in the age of big data that market research can comply.
Some of the vendors I've talked to here over the last couple of days have said to me that the clients are getting more actively engaged and closer to the actual work that's being done. Do you see that as the case?
I do see that, because also it's different kinds of clients within our clients. What do I mean with that? It's not just the market insights team, the market research team within the client. It's the head of sales, it's the wider marketing organization, it's the business people that are more and more actively engaged, and that provides opportunity as well as threat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so As you go into 2015, and we're obviously a quarter of the way into the year, what is different about the focus that GfK has than maybe this time last year?
I wouldn't tie it as much to this first quarter. I would tie it to the last 3 years when we really redid our strategy. We have now a presence in 100 countries. We have been actively working on our portfolio of offerings and services. We make them much more data rich. We integrate our data sets much more. And obviously one of the holy grails that we are also going actively after is that cross-media measurement. How can we bring data out of the silos, combine them to really provide a full picture?
Okay. Talking to a lot of the companies here, and this is obviously an American association, and most of the people here are from the United States. But what's going on in Europe? I'm getting mixed reports about how the business is actually moving ahead. I'll let you explain rather than try to fill your ear with what I'm hearing.
Well, first of all, I think there is a macroeconomic reality that we cannot ignore. I think the United States have done a good job in finally get going again on the overall economy. Europe is still not there. It's a patchy picture of some countries that are still really struggling and some other countries which are performing pretty well, including Germany, where we are from. But I think the overall sentiment in Europe is, first of all, let's stabilize the macroeconomics. But secondly, also, let's make sure that we act on a global scale. Europe in itself is not what is enough. The European companies and firms do well understand that they need to play on the global scale, and thus for GfK being in the United States and actively working to extend our footprint is obviously a high agenda item for us.
That's your Research Business Daily Report. We've been sponsored by Soapbox Sample, a member of the ISA family of companies providing a fresh approach to online research. Soapbox Sample is excited to show off some of the capabilities of its new mobile app. It's called My Soapbox Mobile. The app enables researchers to tap into consumers' reactions in real time, providing greater insights, fresh from consumers' points of experience. After a lot of mobile research talk throughout the industry, the Soapbox Sample video we are linking to will, I think, open some eyes and motivate more mobile research activity. Take a look for yourself and see if I'm right or wrong. You can look in the subscriber email or the description under today's video for that link. We hope you have a great research day and that this proves to be a very, very good one for you. We'll see you tomorrow.